Dandos, who's on grandma duty. So today it is two Matts and a Drew. Maddie Hinshaw, how are you?
I apologize for our listeners.
Yeah. And
They're true.
Joining us in studio.
I wasn't ready for that one, Matt. Good morning.
From his cage where he belongs, Drew. How are you, Drew?
I'm wonderful. And yourself?
Well, first of all, behave yourself today, because
Why?
It's not just me and Hinshaw, which would be completely off the rails. We have the esteemed guest in studio with us today. He's joined us before. I get to spend a lot of time with him in other aspects of my life, but welcome to the microphones, Dr. Anthony Torres, the CEO of Yavapai Regional Medical Center. Dr. Torres, how are you?
I'm great, Matt, and thank you for having me here, and I look forward to a very interesting conversation.
Yeah, he's been here before, so we know he's not telling the truth.
So what you're saying, he didn't learn his lesson.
He didn't learn his lesson.
How did you coax him into getting here?
Blackmail.
Okay, I figured it had to be something like that.
The beauty of being one, and Matt Hinshaw can attest to this, the beauty of being always behind the camera is we get lots of opportunities to get embarrassing photos and footage of many people over the years, and nothing too bad. We did. We'll get into it a little bit. I spent last week doing some videos for Yavapai Regional Medical Center, Dignity Health, that featured Dr. Torres. So those blooper reels are really what keep me employed, I think, is what gets it. Yeah. Dr. Torres, how are you?
I'm great. I'm great this morning.
Yeah, we're glad you're here. We want to talk to really get to know you a little bit better. You are a fixture, one of the leaders in our community, so we are very appreciative of the fact that you took your time out of your busy schedule to be here to chat with us. But we also know that with our community, the makeup of our community, we are talking off mic of how people come from all over the country, really all over the world. And we have a very good mix of a lot of different backgrounds in this community. That one of the biggest concerns, not just here but across the nation, is health care. And when we talk about sort of small town, although Prescott isn't as small as it used to be, it's still a very tight-knit community. The reliance on healthcare, the reliance and the trust that the community puts into their healthcare providers is huge. And one of the big goals that I've seen happen with the Yavapai and with you specifically is to maintain that localized healthcare. And that can be a big challenge when you're dealing with so many people from so many different backgrounds, so many needs, and just trying to maintain and keep your finger on the pulse of what this community needs. So we're glad you're here to talk about that. Before we get rolling too much into the great things that are happening at both East and West Campus and all your clinics, let's refresh our listeners a little bit about your background, how long you've been here in this area, and where it is you came from.
Sure. Well, thanks for having me, and you went right to the top with that previous comment, about everybody coming to this community, so I look forward to that. I grew up in Los Angeles, born and raised.
We won't hold that against you.
Yeah, it's been a while. I left Los Angeles area in 1983 on my journey towards becoming a doctor, and lived in many different places. When I finished my training, I landed in a place called Walnut Creek in Northern California. It was in the East Bay. Yeah. And had a practice there, really cut my teeth in learning about not just the practice of medicine, but really the business of medicine.
Yeah.
In medical school, they don't teach you anything about how to run a business. And I was one of those, unfortunate individuals that actually bought a practice way back in 1993. So spent 13 years there. I practiced internal medicine. That was my specialty. Also learned a lot about administration. That's where I started my leadership training with that organization. I parted ways with that organization because I had some philosophical differences of really how they really looked at our communities and our physicians and how they really treated us in that environment. So actually, I found out about Prescott through my sister-in-law who lives in Peoria. We came to visit, and she told us about Prescott, and we came up to visit. And this was probably around 2004. And my wife and I actually bought a piece of land out on Stasinski Road.
Oh, nice.
And
nice.
that's how we kind of learned about it. And then about 2005, become more and more disenchanted with the group where I was at, and just cold called the hospital and actually talked to Kevin Caron. I said, "Do you need any doctors up there?" And there was this awkward silence, and they were like, "Yeah, we need doctors." So that was my introduction. I came here. I interviewed with them. I met with a physician group. I joined the group and came here in 2006 as a practitioner.
20 years in the area.
20 years now.
Not quite a native, but getting pretty close to that. And what were some of your first impressions? Now, I am familiar, obviously, the world is familiar with L.A. You spent some time on the East Coast, didn't you, as well? New
Trained
York?
in New York City.
Yeah. And then the East Bay, San Francisco East Bay is very familiar to me. And Walnut Creek is a very... from growing up and hanging out there as a youngster in the early 70s and beyond, and then working there through the 80s and 90s myself, it was kind of like a little hamlet, a little
bedroom
secluded,
community.
yeah, beautiful little area in the East Bay. And then coming to see but it was still so close to Oakland and to the Silicon Valley and to San Francisco. So it couldn't really stand alone, unlike Prescott. And I was very surprised. My only exposure to Arizona was the highways between, L.A. and Phoenix that I traveled a few times, and Phoenix itself. So my first visit to the Prescott area was just a little before you in 2004, and I was just blown away with how this area, and it's expanded a little since then, but how this area was kind of like an island in the middle of nowhere, its own little area. The Tri-City is what it was called. I guess Quad City now is what we're calling it. But it was really unique. And I want to hear your thoughts on what were your first impressions when you were coming in from L.A., New York, the Bay Area, and then into Prescott. What were some of the things that really caught your eye outside of the healthcare field, outside of the hospital? What were some of the things in the community that said, hey, this is where I want to be?
Yeah, that's a really great question. The thing that really drove me outside of California, so if you remember in those years, the early 2000s, the influx of the tech that came from Silicon Valley moved up the coast into our area. And it created kind of a situation we have here is all the tech people with all the money came in and started buying up everything. And everything, the houses were getting knocked down. They were creating all these big areas. I used to live in a town called Antioch, which was about 15 miles from Walnut Creek.
Yeah.
And it took me an hour and a half driving each way, both ways, every day.
Yeah.
And it was 40 hours a month that I would spend sitting in a car. And I at that point in my career, I told my wife, I said, you know what, there's got to be a better way. So that's how we came here and got introduced to Prescott. So when I first came to Prescott, the thing that really brought me here was the quality of life.
Yeah.
I needed a better quality of life. Work is going to be work no matter where you go. Being a doctor is a doctor. I don't care if you're New York, L.A., Prescott, a small little town in the Midwest. The work is the work, but your quality of life was the only thing at that point in my career that I could control.
Yeah.
And that was the big decision maker for both of us. My wife and I, and we just decided, it's like I told her, I said, look, if we leave, we're not coming back because it was too expensive and, the situation. So I came here. I loved the area. It was similar to Walnut Creek that you're familiar with. Obviously, high desert, mountains. I loved it. The outdoors, I love it. The Native American culture has always been something that fascinated me. So that was a huge decision maker. And then from a professional experience, when I first came here, I was like blown away.
Yeah.
The first person that I worked with, a physician, I came here. He said, we do things a certain way here. So don't bring all your highfalutin San Francisco, California medicine here. And I looked at him and I said, hey, look, I only know how to do it one way. And if that doesn't work for you, I don't know what to tell you, but that's the way I'm going to take care of my patients. And that was a telltale sign as I became introduced to the hospital and what we did. I was like, this place is 20 years behind the time. And so that's how I started, and I was very committed to really bringing that high-quality care in my practice and what I did and how I took care of people. And I built a strong practice. And I even had people had relocated from California and Walnut Creek area here who moved here who came to see me. Oh, I was a patient of Dr. So-and-so in Alamo, and he told me to look you up. So it kind of followed me here. So I really embraced it. I really loved it, and so did my wife, and we're not going anywhere.
Beautiful. Now I know the real gem of this area, one of the real gems of this area, is our courthouse square, and obviously the Prescott natives, the ones who have been here for generations. It's a treasured piece of history and of the local culture. So they appreciate it, of course, but from somebody coming from the outside, I remember walking the very first time we came downtown when we were looking to move up here, my wife and I. And when we walked into that downtown, when we drove in and parked, I was blown away at this is what a small town, this is what a town center should be. And a lot of areas, some that I had visited, kind of recreate that, and it looks nice. And then you look and you go, it's almost like a facade. Whereas here, it's very genuine, and I was really taken with that, with the authenticity of that square, and then going out to other little neighborhoods that out through White Spar, and then into even Mayer and Dewey, some of the old buildings that are still there. And just being really taken by the not just the scenery, but the architecture and the little neighborhoods and things like that. And it was very genuine, whereas other communities try and recreate things like that. And I know the locals who have been here for a long time appreciate it, but the impact of seeing that for the first time was something that really drew us to this area. 20 some odd years ago, we got here in 2004. And we know you appreciate that culture. It's not uncommon to be cruising through, doing a walking tour of downtown, and running into Dr. Torres. You have availed yourself and appreciate the local arts and music scene around here. How we doing on time, Maddie? We going all right?
Yeah, you got 3 more minutes.
Okay,
9:20 is when we take our first break.
I don't know. I can't tell time.
I would hit you. I got this thing. You see this big thing that says break?
Break.
Yeah.
Well, I want to get into a little bit of that because it is when I first met you, Dr. Torres, when I first started working for Yavapai, doing some work that I do secularly. To see, it's kind of like seeing the principal outside of class. You're not sure. It's like, hey, I know that guy. But you have really embraced and really found an appreciation for the local scene. I know you're a fan of a lot of the musicians that sit right here at the chair you're sitting in, and have been in the studio with Leza over the years. So when we come back, I want to talk a little bit about that, how you have taken advantage and really grown to appreciate the local culture here, especially the arts and the music scene. We want to also talk about some of the accomplishments and some of the upcoming things happening for Yavapai. And when we walk through the halls of YRMC, and we see, I know there's some remodel going on. There's a really nice new electronic display that's going to be in the main lobby there. But in the past, when we walk through and we see the portraits of the doctors and the administrators from over the decades, the many decades, and pictures of old campuses and old clinics that people are very familiar with, especially those families that have been here for generations. The local community hospital that feeling, that desire, that care, the focus on that care is still there, although Yavapai Regional is now under a much larger umbrella of Dignity Health. So we want to get into your brain a little bit on how you balance that. The benefits of being part of a larger organization, being able to utilize those resources, those research, the backing of a larger organization, yet still put the focus on locally and the local care. Because as you brought out, the job of a doctor doesn't change whether you're in LA, whether you're in Brooklyn, San Francisco, or Prescott. The job of the doctor and the staff is to take care of that patient and make sure that patient is well taken care of. So we'll talk a little bit about that, how you balance that, the larger umbrella with the local focus, and then some of the highlights that have recently happened with YRMC and some of the great things coming up. And we will talk about those with Dr. Anthony Torres on Leza Live, KYCA News Talk Radio, when we return. We are back, and thank you for tuning in to Leza Live on KYCA 103.5 FM, 1490 AM. We are in studio with Dr. Anthony Torres, the CEO of Yavapai Regional Medical Center, but also in studio, like they are every day, is Drew, locked away in his cage. Quick weather update, Drew. The weather is changing. What's on the forecast?
Well, it's going to get a little colder, and we had some rain this morning. We can expect some more rain this afternoon. Snow level's about 6,500. Today's high is going to be around 56, and low's going to be around 36. So
bundle up. If you're living in the high country, if you're living up by Thumb Butte, you might be getting some ice and snow on the roads. So tread lightly, be safe. Yavapai Regional recently put out a little PSA on how to safely maneuver the ice in parking lots and on your steps. Now, Drew, you and I are men of a certain age. We got to tread lightly sometimes. You got to make sure we're stepping safely. What do you do to stay safe with the icy ground?
Well, fortunately, I had an opportunity to live in Chicago for 7 years, so my winter skills are pretty good here. If I know there's going to be a snow, I throw my ice melt out before it even snows. That's one thing. The other thing is you want to make sure your driveways are clear, you're not parked on slopes, that kind of stuff.
I battle it by not leaving the house. I sit
Some of
on
us
my
don't
couch.
have that choice.
I sit on my couch next to the fireplace, and it pains me sometimes to watch my son and wife outside chopping wood in the snow. But I remedy that. We have nice curtains. I just shut those. Yeah. Now, I asked you that question, what you do, because from what I understand, what you do is you leave town. You just go to Southern California when it gets cold, like this weekend.
No.
Yeah, you got a trip coming up?
Got a trip coming up, but I'm not leaving because it's cold. I'm leaving for a motorcycle race.
Oh, okay.
So, it has a priority.
Gotcha.
But if it wasn't for that, I'd be here over the weekend.
It's probably a much larger conversation, longer than we have time for today. But one day when I'm in here, because I do come in here periodically, it's been a while to sub in for Leza. But one thing I want to touch base with you, maybe we can just spend a whole hour on it, of why you were asked to leave Chicago in the first place. Now, we'll get into that later. And I'm not sure if the statute of limitations has expired, but maybe we can get into some of the reasons why you were escorted out of Chicago. Matt Hinshaw.
There's also things you can and cannot say on the radio as well.
Right.
Just to let you know.
Yeah.
It was the weather, by the way. Seven winters in Chicago. No, nobody deserves that.
Now, later in the hour, we're going to be talking with Matt Hinshaw a little more and get a phone call from Ma Hinshaw as well. Haven't talked to her in a while. You're going to be
you're a terrible son.
She's not my mom.
She treats you like you're her son. You got the same name. You should call her.
Yeah, I should.
How dare you?
I actually should call her. It's been a while since I've talked to her. Now, I understand you had a nice little outing last night with your nephew, and you guys went to a movie that you're going to discuss later.
Yeah, we saw the new Chris Pratt film, Mercy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. That did look interesting. I did see the trailer. I didn't get a chance to see it yet, though. Did it just open last night? Or
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. I got to go on Thursday so I can talk about it for the weekends for our listeners.
And normally in studio on Fridays, we have friend of our guest, friend of Dr. Torres, Barry Barb is usually in here on Fridays, with the exception of when I host. So, again, the conspiracy theory of why Barry hates me, we just haven't gotten to the bottom of that yet.
I was going to say, there's no conspiracy. He just doesn't like you.
Yeah, but I want to know why.
Oh.
He doesn't know me good enough to hate me quite yet. Now, people that know me, I understand, but Barry doesn't know me that well. Have you poisoned his ears?
Maybe a little bit.
A little bit? That's not nice. What's the update on now? What's the accepted title that Leza will have now that she is a grandmother?
So the name she's chosen is Gemma.
Gemma?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with just Granny.
Granny. Oh, she's gonna love that.
You might not never come. She might not ever let you sit here again.
Enjoy your last show.
That's for sure.
Granny Dandos. I like Granny Dandos. No, she is obviously missed, but what a great reason to be gone for an extended period of time to welcome a new grandchild. Now, Dr. Torres? What's your family situation? Children?
Oh,
grandkids.
Yeah.
What are you comfortable sharing with the people who have probably turned their radio to another station at this point?
Well, my wife and I, it's our second marriage, so we have a blended family.
Yeah.
We have 6 children altogether.
Oh my goodness.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and she's had 2. Well, and we have 1 together. So my kids are all scattered across. I have my oldest son is in Southern California. I have 2 granddaughters, and then I have 2 stepdaughters that live in Sacramento, and then I have a son who lives in Brooklyn, New York, and I have a daughter and 2 grandchildren in Buffalo, New York.
Oh my goodness!
My youngest son just finished his marketing master's program at the U of A, and he lives in Phoenix, so he's the closest we see him.
Nice.
We see him regularly. So yeah, it's a challenge for us.
So how many grandkids is that?
4.
4. What are the ages of the grandkids?
16, 13, 4, and about 8 months.
Oh my goodness! What a great spread in
Yeah.
ages. That's
Yeah.
nice. Do you spoil them as grandparents should, or
Yeah,
or,
whenever, every
yeah?
opportunity I have.
Now the oldest is how old?
16.
So what kind of car is Grandpa getting your 16-year-old?
Well, my
That's-
my son beat me to it on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drew, what's your kids? I don't remember. Have we ever chatted about that?
2 kids. I got a daughter and a son. Daughter's 36. Son is 31. Both living in Southern California.
36. What were you, 7 when she was born?
I wish.
Yeah. That's just me trying to feel younger.
Yeah, exactly. But I appreciate it.
I have my young son is 16 now.
Oh man, I
And
know he's growing, man.
He that's a blow to me. In my mind he's still 4 or 5, and now that he's 16, it's just a kind of a shocker. And he was born. I was in my mid 40s when he was born, so that's kind of a reminder of.
I was in my
how old
30s.
I'm getting, and then I know it's it's family radio. We want to keep this as family friendly as possible, but the multitude of children that Hinshaw has that he's just not in contact with.
No clue. No clue.
Yeah, he wishes.
They're out there somewhere.
They're out there somewhere. Oh,
I will
Matty.
just stop. I won't say how
How-
they're. Yeah.
How is the social life for Matt Hinshaw?
Horrible.
Horrible?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We had started, and we had
Great, here
floated
we
this
go.
idea for a while that we were going to kind of do like a dating game style of contest for Matt Hinshaw, and it never got off the ground. We had tried to do it. We had talked to Barry Barb, local restaurateur and now theater magnate.
Well, now you know why he doesn't like you.
To do like a dinner and a show for we were going to have potential dates call in, and I was going to get to choose the date for Matt Hinshaw. And I don't know why that sounds like such a great idea, yet it never got off the ground.
The last time Leza and Barry tried to do it, nobody called in other than my friend Jason,
With Ursula.
and he is no longer allowed to call in.
Oh my goodness!
No, we
I
need
hear
the
he's a
dating
fun
game
date.
for him.
He-
We need the dating game for him. We need to do our own dating game
You
for
know,
him.
It doesn't work.
Well, Barry is one of the leading forces behind one of the newest and fantastic entertainment venues in the area, the Hazeltine Theater. And just the layout of that, since they've remodeled it several years ago, and it's got different kind of nightclub type seating. We could do a live version of the dating game. I think that would work out good. I'm just curious. I'll throw this out there.
Oh no.
928-237-7259. That's my cell. Don't bother calling it because I'm not going to answer it. But if any young ladies out there listening would like to participate in a dating game show with Matt Hinshaw, feel free to text me 928-237-7259.
They're all at work. It's Friday morning.
And I think that would be a good project to do. The dating game for Matt Hinshaw. We could record it live. We could live stream it.
I'm in. I think it's a great idea.
I think this would be great. I think this. We still got some stuff to talk about with the hospital, but
Yeah, but
I
clearly
think-
that's
I
boring
think-
for
I
you.
think this is
You might
very-
want to leave town.
I know. I'm with Dr. Torres. I'm out. I
did you say
remember
break?
when you were my friend. Yeah, I think, Drew, we haven't taken our second break yet.
All right, we got so
Yes.
I'm sorry, I got off the rails here. We do have some great accomplishments to talk about with Dr. Anthony Torres, the CEO of Yavapai Regional Medical Center, and talk about the balancing act between Dignity Health and YRMC to make sure that our communities are well taken care of. We'll be back, and I promise not to talk anymore about Matt Henshaw's dating life
Liar.
on KYCA after these messages. Well, thank you for tuning in. This is Matt Santos filling in for Leza LaChapelle Dandos, or what is it? Gemma? Is that what
Gemma.
Gemma
Yeah,
is what we're
Gemma.
sticking with.
That's what she
And
wants to be called.
We will not refer to her as Granny Dandos. I've been cautioned that that's not a good idea. So Gemma.
You can. You're just not going to be a host ever again.
and I will stick to my guns, stick to my proclamation that no more talk this hour about Matt Henshaw's dating life, because we have so much to cover with Dr. Anthony Torres, the CEO.
I think that's your saving grace,
Yavapai.
Matt.
Please,
Yeah.
Dr. Torres, you're allowed to hang out anytime.
we were talking off mic about other than the thing I'm not going to talk about anymore.
Sure.
The retention in this area. It's difficult to do as people are moving into the area, as we're getting influxes of people from other areas, and just the price of land, because they're not making it anymore. It can be challenging to move into the area or to stay in the area for those that were born here and raise a family and make a life here. There are, like everywhere, there's challenges to that. It seems like more so in the healthcare industry because of the level of training, the level of education, and various other things. But by establishing the level of treatment that you want to continue here at Yavapai Regional Medical Center, and continuing with the roots that were planted so many years ago when the hospital was founded, what are some of the things that Yavapai Regional is doing to not only train and mentor new healthcare professionals, but also attract the quality, the level that we need in this area? What are some of the things that you and your team are doing?
Absolutely. That is the quintessential solution to retention is really growing it organically from within the community. So I'm a strong advocate for history. Yavapai Regional Medical Center has been here over 83 years. And my commitment to this community, as it's developed over the years, is really to create that center where people can get taken care of here.
Yeah.
The resources are challenging, from entry-level positions all the way up to physicians and nurses. The issues that kind of plague our community is really, development of the economy here and workforce development.
Yeah.
We are on a pathway to participate in that. We have a new mission director, that Mark Domingo, that we brought up here. He's fantastic. I'm working with him with a lot of community collaboration and events that we are starting to plan. But thing that's going to be coming up in March is we are going to celebrate the Sisters of Mercy. Now, they were the original founders of what today is YRMC.
Oh, wow.
Their order was established 130 years ago, and we're putting together a commemoration and a celebration in March.
Nice.
And there's going to be some things that we're going to highlight. I'm not going to kind of share that now because I want it to be a big event. So my philosophy is healthcare needs to be local.
And a couple of things. Now, I know you've had a very busy week. We talked earlier about a project you and I were working on last week. But there was a very large leadership conference down in the Valley. And when I say that large, it's Dignity Health, which includes a lot of campuses, much like YRMC, but across the country. And it was a 2-day event where you and your counterparts were able to get together, share some training, some best practices, some accomplishments and things. Now, that was a 2-day event that obviously it's a necessity for you to be involved in that so you can bring some of those things back here and take advantage of what that larger umbrella has to offer under Dignity Health. You were there for 1 day.
Correct.
And then you didn't attend the next day, which was yesterday.
Right.
Because of why?
Because there was a local event here.
Yeah.
It was the annual report for the city of Prescott, and my philosophy has really changed from previous administrations. I want to be a part of the community.
Yeah.
I want YRMC to be a part of the community, and with that comes participation and collaboration.
Keeping that finger on the pulse to know what this community needs.
Absolutely.
To
Absolutely.
Sit side by side with local leadership to say, hey, this is what we have to offer. What do you need? How can we bring it to you?
Correct. So if I could, just kind of give you a bird's eye view really of the organization that we're working in is Common Spirit. So you're going to see a new brand that's going to be coming along. It's called Common Spirit Health. That is the national corporation that Dignity Health has affiliated with. Now, as a result of our affiliation with Dignity Health, we obviously are going to be part of Common Spirit. So that affiliation took place in 2019. In 2019, Dignity Health in Arizona and California partnered with Catholic Health Institutes, which was in the Midwest. That affiliation created what's called Common Spirit.
So, thanks for bringing that up. We're having a little technical issue here, but when we come back, we want to hear a little bit more about that. And we want to touch base on, you were talking about retaining and utilizing local talent. One of those is a doctor who has just recently received a pretty prestigious award, who is locally born and raised, locally at Wickenburg.
Correct.
Born and raised, still living there, Dr. Shane Monet. We're going to hear a little bit about that. We're going to touch base again on what's going on at Yavapai, and we're going to get our movie review from Matt Hinshaw and Ma Hinshaw when we return after these messages on KYCA News Talk Radio. Radio. Did I kick something again? Am I on? Can you hear me? Okay. Evidently, my big feet were causing issues.
Well, no, it's usually because someone catches something underneath because none of the cables are tied up, and yeah, we'll just leave it alone.
Well, we're gonna pick up. We're gonna pick up where we left off. Dr. Torres, Anthony Torres from Yavapai Regional Medical Center. Talk to us a little bit about that common spirit and that trickle down.
Sure.
What's the benefits to the community with that new branding?
So absolutely, Common Spirit is now the product of Dignity Health, Arizona, California, plus the Catholic Health Institutes in the Midwest. It consists of now 150 hospitals over 23 states. In Arizona, we are considered the Arizona market, which includes all our counterparts down in Maricopa. It includes Yavapai, and Nevada is also part of that. We have several hospitals in Nevada. As a result of that affiliation, we have a lot of backing. We have a lot of services that we didn't have before. One of the affiliations that we now have is with Creighton University. We have a medical school now in Phoenix, which is affiliated with Common Spirit.
Very
so
nice.
we have medical students that come up and do rotations here, and that's how Dr. Monet has been, kind enough to have students with him rotating through general surgery with him. And was, he was selected as the teacher of the year. So kudos to him. He's a fantastic surgeon. We have 3 other general surgeons that have just taken off and are really growing that program and taking that robotic surgical procedures to new heights.
Now, we have a new lab that's going to be opening up in the net, or it's about to be launched out. I got a chance to do a little tour and some photos of the facility. Very impressive with a lot of stuff that I had no idea what they do. It's the EP lab, which stand for 2 very large words that I'm going to let you pronounce.
Sure. It's electrophysiology lab, and most people don't really know what that is, but it has to do with electricity, and the electricity in your body is really your heart. This is a service line that's been developed. We've had this service in our community for quite some time, but we now have a dedicated lab that's going to exclusively be performing those procedures in that lab. That lab, just the technology in that lab is about $22 million.
My goodness.
So a heavy investment. This is another advantage of being within Dignity Health and Common Spirit is that we get to reinvest in the community, and this is one of the ways.
So one more thing that local patients will not have to travel for.
Correct.
Very
so
nice.
we have upped our game. We're doing some new procedures in that electrophysiology lab. People who may suffer with cardiac arrhythmias, or the most common thing that we take care of is atrial fibrillation. So that's the diagnosis. It's very common now as we get older. That's the pacemaker in your heart starts to kind of falter and creates these abnormal rhythms, which we can take care of in that lab.
And then Dr. Shane Monet, who just was named in Teacher of the Year, is some of his focus is in the robotic surgery, which is very impressive. I've got a chance to see some demos on that. So lots of great things remaining in the Prescott area at Yavapai Regional Medical Center, and a lot of new stuff coming in so that you, your staff, your team can continue to take care of our community like they've been seeing for the past 80-plus years.
Correct. And so this is kind of part of my why and why I do things is really to keep healthcare local here and to create services so you don't have to travel back and forth to Phoenix. And that's really the mission that we are on.
Well, thank you so much. We're going to take one more break, and then we're going to come back and hear about Mercy from Matt and Ma Hinshaw. We are back. This is Matt Santos on Leza Live, KYCA News Talk Radio. So we've determined two things during the break. Not only does Barry not like me, but Ma Hinshaw also does not like me. She did not call in. She must have had something more pressing. Matt Hinshaw, tell us about Mercy, your movie last night. What'd you think?
What would you like to know?
I would
It's
like
a
to know
movie.
what you thought about it.
Oh,
how
okay.
was it?
Okay, hold on. Let me get the trailer going on the big screen here so everybody can see it. There we go. Okay, so Mercy is in the near future. All judges, lawyers, and executioners have been replaced by AI. And the AI has access to everything in specifically L.A., Dr. Torres. And it has access to every camera, every phone, everything. And being a citizen of LA, you have to allow it to access all of your stuff. And you sit in a chair and you get 90 minutes to defend yourself and prove that you are innocent, because how the system works in this film is you are guilty until proven innocent. And if you can't prove your innocence, you're executed at the end of 90 minutes. And Chris Pratt plays a not former, I guess he's still a detective because he was arrested being a police detective, homicide detective, that was a big proponent of the Mercy AI system. And he gets caught up in his own world. And
this is terrifying to me, because if I ever lose my phone and somebody reads my text messages, specifically the ones with Hinshaw and myself, we're both going to prison.
Of course.
Yeah, it's bad.
I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet.
This is scary. What did you rate it as?
Well, I haven't read. I'm still talking about the movie, and Ma just called
I know.
in.
We got to
You
hear
need to
from
talk to her.
Can you hear us, Ma?
Maybe she's.
Oh,
Drew,
she-
stop.
Hi.
There she
Hello?
is.
Mama Hinshaw, Matt Santos here. How are you? Your second favorite Matt in the world.
No, you're her first favorite. Man.
Well, yeah, you're my second favorite, Matt, or my third adopted son, whatever.
How
Let
are
you
you?
decide.
So what'd you think of the movie?
Kind of dull. I expected more. I really
Dull?
expected more. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So if knowing your mom like I do, that just means
She fell
Chris,
asleep.
Chris Pratt did not take his shirt off at any point during the movie.
No.
That's
Darn it.
why. That's why. Well, what do you rate it as? What did you got to give it? What's your rating?
My mom does
categories?
cookies.
Cookies? 1 to 5 cookies? How many cookies?
Well, I give it 3 cookies.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, sort of. But it was entertaining, but it reminded me of when we used to have in the old days the Chips police,
Chips.
using AI instead of using their car radios or something like
Gotcha.
that.
So 3 out of, is it 5? Is 3 out
Yeah,
of 5 is what you do?
yeah.
How about you, Maddie?
I give it 3.5. I thought it was
3.5?
okay. If you ever saw the movie in 2018, it was a horror movie called Searching,
No.
where it takes place all on a computer screen. That's very much what this is, because it all takes place in the room with the judge and all that stuff going on, and all the things are seen through other screens. You're not out there experiencing them.
Now, I have not seen it, but just in the trailer and a little bit of reading I did on it, some were comparing it to Minority Report, the Tom Cruise.
Kind of like Minority Report,
I really
but not.
liked Minority Report.
Minority Report is way better.
Yeah.
This is good. It's worth a watch, but Minority Report is way better, and that's more about the future and predicting and all this stuff. This is more after the fact and just using all of our own technology against ourselves, and then how the technology and people are still fallible.
Yeah.
That's kind of the big takeaway from this film, in my opinion. So
I think your son would like it.
My son or Matt's son?
Mhm. Yeah.
Because we were talking earlier about how, the other grandkids that you don't know about yet.
Oh.
great. Now
Well,
you're
I
scaring
don't
my
wanna
mom
know
off.
that. I have 4 grandkids, and that's fine with me, and I'm gaga.
Dr.
is.
Torres, what's the latest movie you've seen? And
Oh
what's
my
the
gosh.
genre you enjoy? You
You
got a minute.
I got historical. I like historical movies.
Yeah.
I like war movies, but I haven't
Oh,
been
yeah.
to a theater in quite some time.
Gotcha,
Oh, see,
gotcha.
and that's why they're saying 2026 is going to be the last year of theaters.
No.
That's what they're predicting.
There's something about
Yep.
walking into that theater in the darkness.
Yeah.
I don't go.
But when was the last
obviously,
time you went? I go every Thursday.
Yeah. I don't have time.
Yeah, neither
don't
do I.
have
I still
time.
go.
I know. Well, we have. Is this the end, or do we got one more break?
No, this is the end. We're
This
done.
is the end. This is the end of our chat with Dr. Torres. I want to thank you. We know you are a very, very busy man. Thanks for coming in. Drew, great talking with you, Matt Hinshaw, and look forward to Leza Las Beldedos coming back soon.
Thank you, Matt and Matt.
You're welcome.